most accurate local forecast starts now with meteorologist Brett Thackeray.
Happy Sunday morning, everybody. Well, we've been talking about this for days, and the storm right on schedule here. This is going to be the worst of it. Low visibility. Valerie mentioned that on her drive and live drive across the interstates, and we can see it here from our camera in Hershey. The snow coming down, and it's coming down at a pretty good clip because of the cold weather. Look at Hummelstown. Here comes the storm, and you can see it in the street light and the snow-covered streets here. This is a good old-fashioned snowstorm raging out there right now. Yes, eventually it will change over to sleet. But until it does, it's going to pump some snow for us here as we go into the next several hours. So here is the radar, and you can see some of these darker colors indicating perhaps rates that are up to 2 inches per hour. Most of us are in really good snowmaking because of the temperatures. So right now, the snow coming down probably at 1 inch per hour for many of us, but in these darker purple shades, probably up to 2 inches per hour. So it is piling up. Now, where's the sleet line? It's pretty far to our south right now. But as this storm continues to evolve and the warm air sort of overrides the Arctic air at the surface, we'll eventually get that change over to sleet, or at least a mixing with sleet. Now listen, the snow is still going to accumulate. So that's why we think, this could be a storm where many folks end up with double-digit totals, especially if the snow can really accumulate this morning. And it's been a long time since we've had snow accumulating at these temperatures. Usually our snowstorms around here, we're sitting at 28, 29, 30 degrees, what we call very marginal temperatures. These are not marginal temperatures. These are cold temperatures. These are Arctic temperatures. And it's set up nicely yesterday, just like we said that it would. We're also getting a nice easterly fetch off of the Atlantic Ocean. There's a lot of moisture with this storm. That's another reason why we've been saying we could see double-digit totals here with this. So again, it's fun to see how this storm kind of plays out and evolves. This is a live look at Gettysburg. Snow covered at the foundation this morning, and more on the way. We've got temperatures hovering in the teens to near 20 degrees. And so you've heard us mention this sleet. Well, how can it sleet at 19 degrees? Doesn't matter what the surface temperature is, folks. It's all about what happens at the upper levels. And eventually that warm nose will be moving in later today. 17 degrees was the high yesterday, 6 the low. And that's exactly what you want if you want to see snow, because we were near 50 the other day, but you have to get this cold air established. And thanks to this Arctic high, it has. And so it's going to stay cold for a while with just snow across the region. Sleet will eventually mix in as this warm nose starts to nudge itself toward us here later today. Let's show you that on Precision Cast. Again, I think through noontime, most of us are going to see snow, but afternoon, here comes the sleet. That's going to mix in mainly across our southern tier. And so, Harrisburg probably right on that dividing line. Could stay all snow in the capital. It might change over to sleet, though, as the line is usually a bit farther to the north. Look at it by 5:30. Most of us seeing some sleet except for the northwest counties. And then the whole storm kind of pulls away after 7 p.m. Between 7 and 10, there could be another little burst of snow, maybe an inch or two overnight. And then the storm is gone, way gone by the time we get into Monday. But then it becomes about the cleanup and about the cold and the wind and the blowing and drifting snow. Temperatures today are going to be in the teens to near 20 degrees. I think we can probably hit 20, and then very cold tonight. We fall into the low teens again, maybe some single digits. Tomorrow, temperatures will hover in the low 20s as well, but the winds are going to pick up. A nice easterly fetch of wind today. But watch what happens here on Monday. After, where the sun comes up, we start to see the winds kicking around by Monday afternoon. That will cause blowing and drifting if you don't have a good layer of sleet on top of the snow. So wind chills are going to be in the single digits to sub-zero all day long. This is going to be a really good winter storm that the kids are going to talk about because they can get outside and it's going to be chilly. So between now and noon, heavy snow, an inch or two per hour. It's going to be the heart of the snowmaking because eventually this afternoon between noon and 7, it's going to mix with sleet. It's still going to accumulate, though, and then this evening, 8 to 14-inch totals as the storm pulls away, cold and breezy. And so, again, if you get more sleet later this afternoon, then you might sit around 8 inches. If you get less sleet, I think over a foot is certainly possible. You might get upwards of 14 inches here with this system. So it's a good one. And then we have to talk about the record cold here. 2 below on Tuesday, 0 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. We are going to be challenging some records. So let's wrap it up for you. Heavy snow and some sleet later today, 20 degrees. Tonight, 13. The storm will exit. It turns very cold. And ladies, as we've been saying, it's going to stay frigid here with overnight lows around 0 or sub-zero lows into next week. So, again, the snow, the sleet, not going anywhere.
No, and those lows, I mean, I see 4 zeros.
Yeah, and typically, what happens around here these last few years, the kids go out, they sled, and then by the next day or two, sled's going back in the garage, right? So now, I think you can keep the sleds out.
We're going to have like weeks of sledding.
Seems like it, yes indeed.
Are you two going to go out with your kids?
I usually do. I usually take a run or two, so.
My kids are old enough, I can say.
Go.
There you go.
See you later.
Go.
I'll
There
stay
you
by the
go.
fire
Yeah.
with Lulu.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. My
is.
dad said he might go out and sled today.
Oh, fun.
And he's a lot older, so
Okay.
this is the type of a storm you can be young at heart.
I love that. All right. Thanks, Brett. We'll be right back.